If your baby won't sleep unless held, or if you're waking up every 90 minutes, or feel like you're doing something wrong, I want you to hear this. You are not failing. You're in the newborn zone, and it is hard. I'm Jen, nurse practitioner, IBCLC, mom of 3, and I see exhausted parents in my office every single day. They think they've somehow broken their baby's sleep. They see everybody else's babies sleeping through the night, and they're wondering what the secret is for that secret sauce. But here's the thing. Newborn sleep is supposed to be chaotic. Let me tell you why. First, let's talk about what newborn sleep actually looks like, because I promise you it's not what you see in the movies. Newborn sleep cycles are only about 45 to 60 minutes long. That's less than half of our adult sleep cycles. This means your baby is naturally going to have frequent opportunities to wake up. They spend much more time in light sleep than we do, which makes them more sensitive to sounds, movements, changes in temperature. And here's the kicker. Waking often is actually protective and biologically normal. Frequent waking helps prevent SIDS, ensures baby gets enough nutrition, and allows them to signal when they need something. Their little stomachs can only hold about 1 ounce at birth, so of course they need to eat frequently. Most babies don't sleep through the night, which is technically defined as a 5 to 6 hour stretch, until somewhere between 3 and 4 months old, and some don't do it consistently until even after that. And it's still completely normal. The newborn period is literally designed to be this way. Your baby spent 9 months in a cozy, warm, constantly moving environment where they heard your heartbeat, felt you breathing 24/7. Now they're in this big, scary, still world, and they need time to adjust. Sleep patterns are one of the last things to mature. Let me burst some myths that are making your life harder than it needs to be. First, my baby should be sleeping 3 to 4 hour stretches right away. Nope. In the first few weeks, 2 to 3 hour stretches are much more realistic, and even shorter stretches are normal, especially if you're breastfeeding. Breast milk digests quickly, so breastfed babies often wake more frequently than formula-fed babies. Second myth, I need a perfect schedule from day 1. Too early. Newborns don't have established circadian rhythms until between 12 and 16 weeks. Trying to force a strict schedule on a 2-week-old is like trying to teach calculus to a toddler. Their brains literally aren't ready yet. Third myth, something's wrong with my baby if he only sleeps in my arms. This one breaks my heart because I hear so many parents feeling guilty about cat naps, and your baby isn't manipulating you or forming bad habits. They're seeking the comfort and security they had in the womb. Contact naps are not only normal, they're actually beneficial for bonding, temperature regulation, and even breathing patterns. So what actually helps? What can you do to make sleep easier for everyone? Let's focus on what actually works. First, focus on wake windows instead of strict nap times. Newborns can only typically handle 45 to 90 minutes of wake time before they need sleep again. Watch for sleepy cues like yawning, rubbing the eyes, or getting fussy, rather than watching the clock. Embrace those contact naps, stroller naps, baby wearing. If your baby sleeps better on you or while moving, that's not a problem to fix. It's a tool to use. You're not creating bad habits, you're meeting your baby's biological needs. Create a sleep-friendly environment by doing the swaddle or using the sleep sack to create that snug womb feeling. Use white noise to mimic the sounds they heard in utero, and keep the room comfortably cool and dark for naps and nighttime. And always offer feeding before sleep attempts at night. A full belly makes for a better sleep, and the hormones released during feedings actually make babies more drowsy, which you've probably noticed when you're trying to feed a sleepy baby. Remember, every baby's different. Some are naturally better sleepers than others, and others need more help. Neither reflects your parenting abilities. Now let's talk about what to avoid during this phase, because some popular sleep advice is actually counterproductive for newborns. The cried out methods are not appropriate for babies between 4 and 6 months. Newborns cry to communicate needs, not to manipulate you. They don't have the neurological development to self-soothe yet, so leaving them to cry alone can actually increase their stress hormones and make sleep worse. A clock-based routine is too rigid for this stage. Your 3-week-old doesn't care that it's 7 p.m. They care about whether they're tired, hungry, or need comfort. So follow your baby's cues rather than forcing them into a schedule that their brain isn't ready for. And please don't skip the night feeds to try to stretch sleep. Newborns need frequent nutrition, and trying to extend sleep by withholding food can actually backfire by making them overtired and harder to settle. As a nurse practitioner and IBCLC, here are my top 3 evidence-based tips that actually make a difference. First, help establish circadian rhythms by keeping daytime bright and active and nighttime dark and quiet. During the day, turn lights on, talk to your baby, make it stimulating, do some skin to skin. During the nights, you want to have the lights dim. Don't talk to your baby if you can help it. Put them right back down after the feeding. This helps their brain start to distinguish day from night. Second, start a gentle wind down routine around 6 to 8 weeks old. Nothing elaborate, maybe a warm bath, a fresh diaper, a swaddle and a feeding, a little song if you want to, but keep it short and simple, but consistent. This begins to signal their brain that sleep time is coming. And third, feed responsively. Even if that means every 1 to 2 hours, I know it's exhausting, but fighting your baby's hunger actually makes everyone more tired. Well-fed babies sleep better, and frequent feedings in the early weeks helps establish your milk supply if you're breastfeeding. Those cluster feedings in the evenings usually prep you for a longer sleep stretch later on. Listen, I want you to know that this phase is hard, but it's temporary. Sleep gets better and better, and it's going to get better faster when we stop fighting biology and start working with it. You're not spoiling your baby by holding them. You're not failing because they won't sleep in the crib yet. You're not behind because your friend's baby is supposedly sleeping through the night at 6 weeks old. Every baby is different, and you're doing exactly what your baby needs. The 4th trimester is called that for a reason. Your baby is still transitioning to life outside the womb, and that takes time. Be patient with them, and more importantly, be patient with yourself. If this video helped you feel less alone in those 3 a.m. moments, please hit that like button and share it with another parent who's struggling with newborn sleep. We need to normalize how hard this phase is so parents stop feeling like they're doing something wrong. And if you want more practical evidence-based guidance for navigating those early months, check out my newborn sleep blueprint linked below. It's full of realistic tips that actually work in the real world. You're doing better than you think. I'll see you next time.